This is Twit.
Bitcoin showed another characteristic of becoming a real currency yesterday when Silk Road, a major Bitcoin-powered market, was seized by the U.S. government. Bitcoins dropped from around $140 a coin down to near $118 a coin. That's a big drop, but it's also what you'd expect when a major market for a currency disappears suddenly. Today, the coins have recovered somewhat to more than $120 per coin, just as you'd expect a currency to do as the marketplace rebalances. Meanwhile, Ross Ulbricht, alleged to be the Dread Pirate Roberts in charge of Silk Road, has been charged in Maryland with drug trafficking and the hiring of a hitman. Ulbricht was charged in New York yesterday on 3 counts of conspiracy.
Amazon is developing 2 smartphones, an inexpensive model and one with 3D eye tracking interface, sources tell TechCrunch. The expensive one reportedly has that 3D user interface, eye tracking, and other goodies, and is going by the name Project Smith. The screen itself isn't 3D, but the device features 4 cameras, one at each corner of the device, that would be used to track eye and head motions in order to move the interface around to give the impression of 3D. However, a release is apparently not planned this year.
Google just bought itself gesture recognition tech company Flutter. TechCrunch says the deal was about $40 million. Flutter makes apps for both Windows and OS X and lets a user control their computers using their webcams. The Flutter team announced their acquisition on the front page of their site, saying they will be continuing their research at Google.
Court records were unsealed in the case of LavaBit, the encrypted email provider that folded in August rather than cooperate with federal investigators. The case shows LavaBit refused to decrypt one user's account, presumably Edward Snowden's account, in order to allow a pen register. The U.S. followed up with a search warrant demanding LavaBit's SSL private key, which would have opened all accounts to possible snooping. The U.S. promised in court they would only look at the one account they were after. LavaBit's Ladar Levison provided the key in a printout. The judge required that it be made available in electronic form, and LavaBit shut down rather than comply with the order.
Intel has partnered with Arduino to produce the Galileo Development Board, a product that uses Intel's Quark X1000 system on a chip. Intel isn't abandoning its x86 legacy, though. Quark's powered by a single-thread, Pentium-based 400 megahertz CPU. As part of the new project, Intel will be handing out 50,000 of these boards to 1,000 universities over the next 18 months.
Foss Patents published court documents filed in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California that suggests Samsung may have been able to access information related to a confidential Nokia-Apple patent deal. Now, apparently, Apple provided confidential documents related to a Nokia-Apple patent deal to Samsung's outside attorney. The document specifically said that the terms of the deal were not to be disclosed by either party. Samsung's attorney then made the documents accessible to Samsung. The court wants to know more information and is looking to see Samsung emails and other communications to round out the story.
A Tesla S caught fire on Washington Route 167 Tuesday morning. The driver claimed the car hit something, although police could find no debris. The fire was limited to the front of the car, and nobody was injured. Coincidentally, the fire came as R.W. Baird analyst Ben Kahlo downgraded Tesla stock to neutral. Tesla stock prices then predictably fell.
Wow, that is... Wow.
Yeah.
Temporary photo sharing app Snapchat has introduced a new feature called Stories that features images that don't disappear in seconds. Your new daily Snapchat story lets your friends view a collection of your snaps you've taken over the last 24 hours, after which they are gone for good. The stories will play back in the order they occurred, not in reverse chronological order. So if only Facebook updates had a shorter shelf life, they might be onto something.
Also, I think the words you were looking for earlier were that Tesla's on fire.
Yes,
Possibly
I was distracted by the fire.
Fire! AnandTech has completed an investigation after it was revealed that the Samsung Galaxy S4 detected the presence of benchmarking software and automatically drove CPU voltage frequency to their highest rate. AnandTech found that with the exception of Apple and Motorola, every manufacturer they've worked with ships at least one device with the same CPU voltage and frequency behavior, including the recently released Samsung Galaxy Note 3. AnandTech's Anand Lal Shrimpy and Brian Klug point out that the optimizations only gain about nothing to 5% for CPUs and maybe around 10% for GPUs, and the manufacturer's time might be better spent demanding actual better performance from silicon vendors.
The World Wide Web Consortium approved a charter that will allow DRM into HTML5. Now, the EFF had filed a formal objection saying that DRM was not within the scope of the charter. However, W3C Director Tim Berners-Lee concluded it was indeed within the scope of the charter, and the encrypted media extension proposal will be a part of the group's work. The EFF says it's deeply disappointed and argues by approving this idea, the W3C has ceded control of the user agent to a third party, the content distributor.